here.
Hold on, I'm so hot. Hold on. I'm gonna have to. All right, you're gonna hit me now. Watch.
I told you.
Gonna rebel. Hit you back. I don't know. This car's full of shit now. Everybody's been eating here.
You shouldn't run a cafeteria in here.
Yes, apparently that's what I run.
Cafeteria.
I run a cafeteria. Okay.
Are you ready?
No. But you can go. You don't have to wait. I'll push the camera.
Hey guys, this is Jamie of In the Middle with Kes and Jamie. We wanted to do a quick introduction of this week's video. As you all know, I've talked about the fact that I grew up on a farm in rural West Tennessee, but I've also lived in DC for the last 28 years. Because of that, I have a lot of experience in both. In this video, which we shot during a recent trip to the Shenandoah Mountains, we talk about some of the challenges and issues that are facing many rural Americans. But we also talk about many of the wonderful things about them, us, that truly make America great. We hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and that bell. We hope you enjoy the show.
We can go.
Okay. Are we recording?
We're on the roll. Yep. All right.
All right. So, anyway. Okay, so.
Oh, now it's amazing because the dashboard looks like a spaceship.
We got cameras everywhere.
We've got cameras everywhere. We've got camera with a view, and then you guys can see us from here.
Yeah. But
I'm sure the view is much better than, than the two of us. But hey, that's what you've got to deal with.
Hey, it's what you got. But you know, these small.
So the small cities. You were
small
telling
towns
me,
and these areas, they're just dying and so forth because they're just like my home area is suffering from is a brain drain. You know, because there just weren't a lot of opportunities. So we all left, and most of us went away to go to either jobs or to college. And after we finished college, what did we do? We did not come back. Yeah, and so there's just not that. So that's why I say there's been a brain drain.
And also, you know, at the end of the day, you were telling me, sorry, not the end of the day, at the beginning of the day today when we were sort of driving around, you told me that a lot of those people were here sort of in dynasty, so the families.
Yeah, these people have been here since the pre-Civil War.
And they've stayed, and they never really went anywhere, and they might have not even gone to college necessarily, or maybe they have, but they stayed within the family business, and they farmed and continued, and they
were able to sustain themselves and also kind of advance. But the bad part is, and one of the reasons why a lot of the anger is there, I think, is because in many cases they're not able to sustain themselves, or they're not able to get ahead. And as a matter of fact, they're falling behind, and they see all the rest of the world moving ahead, and they're either being blamed for it because they're right, or they're being this or that.
Well, and we can see by the houses here, there's a lot of them abandoned, and not abandoned like centuries ago, but abandoned recently.
Yeah.
Somewhat, you know,
but a lot of the houses too, you can see have been here since, you know, around the Civil War, before, and, you know, and then after. But they've maintained them, and they've kept them in. Still alive. They've kept them in shape, and they're still using them. And you know, that's what city people come out and they buy these things they would have made. But my point is, the reason why a lot of people are angry and mad is because here, and I'm just using it here, in any of these rural areas and in places like where I'm from. The reason why they're so mad is because these opportunities have left them, and they're fearful for their families, they're fearful for themselves, and they resent the fact that they don't have a lot of opportunities at home, because for generations their families have been able to create a life for their families, and one that could, you know, make sure that there's food on the table, and you know, they weren't getting rich or anything, but there was food on the table, and the bills were paid, and you know, there's some entertainment and so forth, but and enjoying the nice peaceful life out in the country.
Right.
And in many ways, these people are really starting to lose their way of life, and they resent that, and I can understand that. And rather than calling, and this is the other thing too, the city people sit there and point their fingers at these folks, saying, "Oh, these dumb redneck, stupid people," blah, blah, blah. And come on, that's the reason why they hate. Nobody wants to be called dumb, stupid redneck.
No.
Hicks, and calling people names, and just because you live in the city does not mean that you're superior. And so it's
and a lot of the things that the wisdom comes from your experience. They experience certain things here that the city people don't experience. They might be much smarter in how to maneuver their life here when
hands on
and everything. They're hardworking. They have to wake up early. They have to go to bed earlier. They have less entertainment, but there is a lot more. I think a lot of family dramas that happened here, in the sense of all the neighbors, and I just think, well, at least that's the way I see it. Some of it obviously from books, some of it from movies and documentaries about the States and about America and about sort of the more rural areas. But they are wise in their own right. That's what I wanted to say. They're wise in their own right, in their own experience. And to say that they're stupid would be they're maybe not as savvy as...
I mean, not be as cosmopolitan as you.
Correct. Yeah. But that doesn't make them stupid in any way.
No. And as a matter of fact, many of these people, they probably have more money than you do to begin with. And they probably have a lot more... I know they have a lot more survival skills than you do as a city person. And, but... There is there's a real there's a big truck on my side back in here.
That's okay.
Right here.
Well, you can go to the. Do you want to stop for a little bit?
Let him go.
Oh, he's going to overtake you.
I'm going 60, and he's so this is ridiculous.
He can do. He must be in a rush.
Well, I can appreciate the rush, but I mean, come on, dude. I also grew up in rural areas, like that was a dangerous move. Anyway, rather than sitting there and belittling these people and dismissing them and making them feel lesser than, people need to really, the politicians need to start listening to them and hearing them, because otherwise we're just going to be creating a bigger and wider gap and gulf between the urban and rural areas.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately that divide is so big already.
Well, I mean, but
not that we don't have to do anything about it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I just think it is already pretty big.
Well, no, I think we do need to do something about it. We need to stop.
We need to.
Yeah, we need to stop. We need to stop. We need to start appreciating everybody for what they're worth.
But I think
and it's just because you're in the country and you may be a country white, redneckish, a simple, basic person, does not mean that you're a lesser person. And I think that's where they really are looked down upon, and the Republican Party has really has taken advantage of that, and the Democratic Party has advantage of that as far as pitting people against each other. And Trump was actually able to tap into that angst.
But you see, what I think is a problem of that needs to, a solution that needs to happen, we need to find it, is really, what is it and how is it that we can help? So talking about it is all great, that's fantastic, and I think that conversation has been open a lot. But really, what is it that these people here need? They need to be able to survive, right? So they need some kind of additional assistance in their farming, in their, whether it's buying more land, whether it's buying more cattle. I don't know what it is.
I bet I can tell you what these people want. They want to be left alone. They want government out of their lives. They want them to stop putting rules and regulations and impacting them or spending their money on things that they don't really believe in. Mm-hmm. And I think
the taxpayers' money.
And the taxpayer money, yes, the taxpayer money. And those are that's one of the things that they really want. And that's fine. But let's face it, we are a country of great diversity. We are a country of many faiths, of many colors and creeds, religions. We are many orientations, what have you. We come in all shapes and sizes and speak all kinds of languages. But we are ultimately one country. And so we've got to find those unifying things and concentrate on those unifying things versus the things that make us different.
Well, you bring that word unity, unifying,
Yeah,
bringing it
great word
together. It's a fantastic word.
Yeah, which is the theme of this administration.
Right.
Well, at least the inauguration speech.
But I think that really, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that needs to happen is for people to agree that that's what we're working on.
Well, yeah.
Because saying it out loud and repeating it 10,000 times with the hope that 10,001 is going to really hit home.
No.
The actions are louder than words, and I think that's for anyone, especially in rural areas, to believe that the government is there to support and
I'm with the
help
government.
them.
I'm here to help you. That's,
Right. Well,
that's,
I'm actually
always
support. Right. Maybe not even. Maybe they don't need help. Maybe they just need to be told and being open and being honest, not being lied to. I think this is one of the things you told me.
Yeah.
They feel that they've been lied to a lot.
They've been lied to a lot. And also, these people are coming in. People from outside, they are coming in and looking at their way of life and saying, "Oh, these poor people, we've got to help them somewhere." Well, these people probably have more money than you do.
Right.
So just number one, back off on that. Number two, they like their way of life. It doesn't mean there may be some things that need to be changed, and maybe help their schools, or maybe help them with some other aspects of their life. But they don't really want to change their life, and you don't have to. Just because you see their life as being poor or lesser than, doesn't mean that it's not. It's really nice. Who are you to come in here and tell them how to live? And so let these people be. Let them be the way that they want to be and live the way they want to be. Because let me tell you, they're living out here probably because that's the way they want to live. This is the way of life they like. This is the way they want. I mean, you and I talked about this and how this entire area. These people are my people because my family came from from Ireland, Scotland, primarily Scotland and Wales. On my mom's side is Scottish and my dad's side is Welsh. And when the Scottish were very feisty kind of people, and they were the ones who were given land in Ireland by the king to help control the Catholic Irish, and they wanted to help get them to go. The Protestant Scottish came in, and do you want to go to the store now?
No.
Okay. They came in, and I gave them land and helped them control Ireland. Well, the same thing happened, a century later when they were trying to get into control of the Indians here, and the king said, "Hey, if you will go to the New World, to America, and help us in the Appalachian area and around that area, help get the Indians under control, we will give you land." And so there was a way for them to get to raise their station in life that they would never be able to do so in the.
But you see, I think
Europe.
What's happening here is the fact that this is all great, but this happened years ago. Now, what we see, and you are.
But this is what the Socrates people are.
Right, but what I'm saying is that you're a primary example. You left, you never came back.
I know. I'm as guilty as anybody else.
So what happens here too is that a lot of people leave. The younger generation leave. With the development of technology, communications, and all of that, they feel like they want to go. There's nothing interesting for them here, and there's no way of them expressing themselves the way they can, or they think that they can.
Right.
So they leave. So at the end of the day, we have land who some part of it is owned, some part of it is taken care of and used, and then there's some, and a lot of it, which is not. And so, yes, there are people that still farm. Look, there's sheep and cows, and they work, and they obviously are happy. Well, I'm assuming somewhat happy. They've got a very cute house, but look at the rest of it. A lot of it's just empty.
Right. Well, I mean,
and so,
because there's not as they don't have as large of families. They don't have the kids aren't coming back to do it. I mean, we still have all the land, but there's no There are no Finch farmers left in my family.
Exactly.
No one's farming anymore. We all still own the land.
Right, but you rent it.
Yeah, we rent it out,
Exactly.
but we still own the land. But the farming.
This is all.
Farming is what made our family wealthy, and it made us.
What are you doing?
It afforded us the ability to go and wouldn't the person go by? Afforded us the ability to become lawyers and doctors and district attorneys and
Right.
commissioners and those kinds of things. And so the farm, we are a victim of our own success, just like many of these towns. We are a victim of our own success. These factory workers in my hometown that sent their kids to college, in their success, they sent their kids to college and they didn't come back. Our family, the farmers, which were dirt farmers for generations, and then just a couple of 2-3 generations ago, we started progressing and moving out of that, and now not a single one of us are farmers anymore, and we've done quite well, and very proud, very blessed, and very appreciative of that, and respectful of it. But we'll never release the land because that's home, and I would never ever sell it. But but no one's so hence why you have these empty barns and these things are kind of in disrepair, because there's nothing big need, and also corporate farming has taken over a lot of this stuff.
Well, and I think that also we have to respect the people that moved out as well. They wanted to do something different. I guess some of them got bored and wanted to do something different and wanted to go into the city or closer to the city and be a little bit more modernized. I wanted to say.
Well, that my big dream was getting out of there. I mean, I used to stand outside on the farm.
Dreams come true.
Yeah, dreams are come true.
On this lovely note,
What?
I want to say that dreams come true, Jamie.
That's why I wish we had 2 cameras going. If we had 2 going, we had this one, mine going. Just while we're driving, we don't have to worry about it. What do you think?